How's it going, everybody? This is Bryce West with the Illuminati. I'm here with Najee De Tiege. He played Kevin, the Blue Samurai Ranger, in Power Rangers Samurai and Power Rangers Super Samurai. Najee, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. We are at Morphicon 2024, and we are having a great time.
So obviously, Power Rangers Samurai was sort of a return to form for Power Rangers. It was the first season with Saban back. It was the first season after a short hiatus for the show.
Yep.
How was it like to come into this season with this sort of resurgence in the Power Rangers brand?
It was definitely, I'd say, a little nerve-wracking because we had a lot to own up to. Like we kept thinking it may not work. You know, the show may get canned. We didn't do a good job. You know, there's a whole bunch of stuff that was coming to our minds when we originally first got casted as Power Rangers. So we would always do rehearsals for our show for the episode that we're about to shoot. I remember we would get together the night before and rehearse it 3 times, each one. The words, the fight choreography sometimes, just to like nail it on the day, you know.
Yeah.
And then after a while, when we got season 2, then we're kind of we're good. We didn't have to rehearse as much. But when we first started in Power Rangers Samurai, the first season, a lot of those first episodes we rehearsed so many times in the hotels, the hotel lobbies, in the recreation rooms, So just to bring, a really good product to the people, so we can get picked up and people like it and be loved and adored, and hopefully everything goes well. So we're happy that everything went well after we put it out and that people loved it and the fans loved it, and we're pretty happy with the product, with what came out of it. So yeah.
So your cast was the first cast since the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger days to come back fully for a second season. What was that like, being able to come back? And then was there ever plans for you all to return for a third?
What was it like coming back?
Yeah, for the second season.
Yeah. So we just filmed it all almost as like one season, even though they were 2 different seasons. But the way that we shot it, because we would shoot like 6 days a week, 12-hour days, and we did that for like a long time, like a year and a half. And so we came back for Kids' Choice Awards for like a weekend maybe, and then we were right back to it. We went right back to filming. So we didn't really get it didn't feel like we got a break in between season 1 and season 2. It kind of just felt like one big old, we're just filming. So yeah, at that point. But we did notice the difference between season 1 and season 2, because this is our outfit in season 1, but then in season 2 we get a Shogun mode. We get all types of just beefed up stuff. So that was like an upgraded version, and we were like, oh wow. So that was the biggest difference between season 1 and season 2, is like we got Super Saiyan, super mode and stuff. So
budget went up.
Yeah, budget. we get a chest plate. We get a season 2 you get it. So it was just funny, and it was a rewarding experience to definitely, anytime a show gets picked up for a second season, it's rewarding and it feels good, and it felt great. We did a seasonal special, Christmas special, an RPM like team up thing. We did that as well, and those were really cool. So the whole experience as a whole was very fun to shoot. It was like we got to shoot with our family and friends. The Power Rangers Samurai, we shot so long, they're like my brothers and sisters. So it was just it was fun, and it was constant work with fun people, friends and family, in a sense. So yeah, it was amazing for coming back for season 2. So Yeah.
And was there, like, since you were the first ones to come back for a second season, was there ever talks about you all maybe coming back for a third, or were they always planning on switching at Megaforce?
Yeah, no, that's the thing. It kind of gets a little sticky when it comes to the head honchos who control everything, and because we were told that they loved it. At that time it was like the #1 action kids show on Nickelodeon, so we were told like they're gonna, be a third season. But this is all he say, she say. You know what I'm saying? So don't quote me, but they just never wanted it. They never did a third season, but we were told that it was a possibility prior. Then time went by, and then we found out that we're not going to get a third season, and that what we did was what we did, and that was it. So, it was fun. It was a great time. We got a lot of episodes out of it, a lot of time out of it, and a lot of memorabilia as well. We got shirts, toys. Oh my God, bed sets. We got all types of stuff. So I'm beyond blessed to be a part of it for how long that we did, and I'm on to a new project. We all went on to different projects, so it was just a great experience overall.
You mentioned your castmates being sort of like a family. If I'm remembering correctly, didn't a few of you live together at the time in New Zealand? What was that like? Sort of like working with each other, and then you also like come home to each other too.
So that's exactly what I was thinking. It's like, you work with somebody for 12 hours. 12-hour days, not 8-hour days. There's a huge difference. 12-hour days, and then you go home to the same person you already saw for 12 hours is a lot. I've never done any type of show or worked in any other field where that is the case, and so this was a unique experience, and I'd say that I'll never forget it. But
y'all were living in New Zealand though, right? So that must have been nice.
Yeah, we were living in New Zealand, and it's there's not a lot of Americans out there, and so we would stick together. Me and my castmates. I lived with Green Ranger. He was my roommate, so we would do stuff from time to time, and we would go out. But it's also important to have your alone time as well. So I exercise that, periodically. Is
just like Kevin.
Yeah. I've seen you for 12 hours. I think I'm gonna go to the movies by myself this time, or go food. I don't know. It's small stuff here and there that I would be together, and then we would not be together just for mind and tranquility, because it's a lot to be with somebody for like that much of the day, every day, going into a week, going into a month. So that was definitely an experience that I will probably never experience again, and it was a lot at first. At first it was a lot. I had to get used to it, and because you got to keep it professional.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, your roommate is your coworker, first and foremost. So I have to keep that professionalism with my coworker, who is my friend, but he's my coworker first. So it's like we gotta. There's certain things you can't say. There's certain things you can't do. It's very, very tricky. Same thing with like, hypothetically, hooking up with like a girl, like my castmate, like a girl castmate. It's the same professionalism, you know what I'm saying? You don't really want to
cross a boundary.
Yeah, you don't want to cross the boundary of that within a work setting, because you got to go to work tomorrow or work the next day, and you still have to, we got to do appearances, we got to do interviews, we got to do all this stuff, and it's like you don't want to. You just got to keep it very professional and very cool and calm. So a lot of times, some things it went out of professionalism, and we just had to bring it right back to professional. We got to remember we're coworkers, so let's keep it professional. So I loved working with my castmates and my coworkers as well.
Do you still hang out with them today?
Here and there. I wouldn't say hanging out, like I would consider that like a weekly type of thing. So I would just say from time to time we would catch up, text. I ran into another one of them like a month ago, and we just caught up and got some food, took some pictures, and yeah, you know, you just live life. We're all different people, and we did a show in the past, but we're on to new projects now, so we just kind of just catch up from time to time.
Yeah.
And try to book some cons together if again. None of them are here this year, but I'm here by myself. But it's okay. It's all good.
You're hanging out with Peter though. Peter's pretty cool.
Yeah. Peter's great. Peter's great. Nobody from my season, but you know it's fine. I'm still having a good time. Just here.
Last question: if you had the chance to return as Kevin one more time on Power Rangers, where would you like to see your character go, or what would you like to see your character do?
Control water more. I just want to see him like be able to like control it, almost like an airbender type of situation.
Yeah.
You know, just control water to some degree, not just like on the slice and I don't know, not on just on the Dragon Sword. You know, just like it'll be cool to like have him. I don't know. This is all hypothetical, but just have him control it and you know have him in some sort of water career, maybe a swim instructor or some sort of Olympic idol, but just something to show that training does bring, you know, a good future if you stay at it. Because that's what my character was like a very good, he trained a lot and he strived for his goals and, you know, he's very by the book. So it'd be nice to just see him be successful in some sort of facet of life and give inspiration to kids that were a fan of the character or a fan of the franchise, you know. So and control water.
And control water. Make sure you can control water.
Even in a cup. Just something.
Alrighty, thank you, Najee. It's been a pleasure.
Of course.